The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on Unsupervised, the spinoff, your friendly neighborhood hosts are going to discuss Kobe's Memorial, the Fury versus Wilder fight. We're introducing a new segment, your Wacky Stat of the Week. In petty party politics, well, a Bernie bro gave me a call. And the topic of the week is going to be work husbands and wives and all of their repercussions. Y'all enjoy the show.
Take turns.
Yo.
Back? Is we recording?
Recording? What we doing?
This thing on, gentlemen?
TakeTurns.com.
We in here? We in the building?
I feel like we in the building.
Yeah. Let's get it then.
TakeTurns.com.
Well, what's good with you then?
Hey, man. You already know, man. Hey, I was just letting that intro get in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I actually like to hear the intro on the playback and stuff. You know, get the feeling, the groove. I like to hear voices over the intro, man. I think that shit is so smooth. I think it's so cool. Fellas, we are at episode 4. Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast, powered only by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Check us out at defylifepods.com. Episode 4, man. I'm back with my brothers. I actually missed last week, man. It's your boy M. Dot, Mr. Real himself. The Real is back, man. I'm back in the building, man. How y'all doing, West Coast? What's good?
Man, you know I'm over here chilling, holding it down as usual. You know, I had myself a halfway decent week last week. You know, got back in here. Missed you last week. Although you did sneak on take a knee, though. Trying to feel like if I feel the proverbial type of way about this. Gonna miss our show to hang out with the young regularists and the Uncle of Oz's.
Shout out, man, to Uncle Oz, regular Scott, man. I did get to be on Take a Knee last week. And you guys know I tried to be on the show last week. Like we probably spent like 17 messages just trying to get ourselves linked up, man. Don't do me like that.
All right, you're right. I played you enough on the show. It's cool.
Y'all had a heck of a show without me. HP, what's the deal, brother?
Just chilling, man. Another day in paradise, you know what I'm saying? Another day, man. Another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar, man. Any wild shenanigans, man? What happened to you this week, man?
Man, this has been a cool, quiet week, man. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I was a little under the weather, so I've just been taking it easy, recovering, man. Ain't nothing too wild been going on, bro.
Nothing at all. You've been sick.
Yeah, man. Little bronchitis, sinus infection at the same time, man. I was hurt, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I was struggling. It came out of nowhere. I don't know. I must have caught up somebody at the gym or something. I don't know, man.
Hey, it's all good, man. I'm glad you're feeling better, man. I'm glad you're feeling better. I saw that pizza though.
Oh, the pizza.
Did the pizza taste better than what it looked?
I did not eat that pizza, sir. So
Oh, that pizza looked like a situation, bro.
did not. Okay. Like everybody because my girl was like, "Oh, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine." I'm like, brother, I used to work at Papa John's, and I'm not saying I'm a pizza expert, but according to Papa John's regulations, that's a no go. Okay, we can't send that one out. That's burnt. But
the pizza was not perfectly fine.
The pepperoni distribution was horrible. It was just a lot going on. And so I was like, she was like, "Nah, it's fine. I'm like, all right, well, look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hold a poll on Facebook to see what it is. And now But then there's a lot of cats on Facebook that was like, oh no, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, they was like, that's perfect. They was like, I'm good with that. I was like, you good? I gotta see how the bottom look. I was like, you gotta see how the bottom look. Hey, in fact, we might post that pic on the unsupervised the spinoff podcast page on Facebook. Speaking of that, y'all go check that page out. It's been up for about a week. West Coast, man, what else can they find us?
You already know you can catch us at defylifepods.com. That'll be us and all the other network shows, the flagship, the ANs, the taking knees, the relationship statuses, the black gumbos when you're in the mood for something intellectual. You know, you can catch us on Spreaker, you can catch us on iTunes, you can catch us on Spotify, and pretty much anywhere else that you get your podcasts on the regular.
But a free 99. Hey man, we excited to be here. We excited to bring it back to y'all for another week, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, and we're gonna dive into it. We got a good show for y'all tonight. I'm excited. I'm glad to be back. These two clowns went all in last week. Y'all had me dying with the niggerty.
General niggerty.
The little niggerty. I can't even say that shit. Niggerty? Is that what
General
right? The
niggerty. Brought to you by the 45th President of the United States.
Oh, man. And they had me wild. Y'all had me. I was like, man, leave these two alone, and here's what they go with. But I y'all had me tripping on, man. Weekly roundups, man. My week was crazy. Starting with not being able to be on the show last week. Had a few family situations going on. Things kind of had to step away to take care of. But trying to keep a family work life balance. It's not always easy, but we do what we must. So I missed you guys last week, missed the audience last week, but I'm glad I'm back. Y'all ready to get into it?
Yeah, man.
You know it.
So, first topic, man. It seems like we've talked about two of our first three shows. We got to talk about Kobe, and we have another Kobe subject today. I feel remiss if we would let Monday get by us with that amazing, beautiful, heartfelt, heartwarming memorial to Kobe and Gianna Bryant, man. Did either of y'all get to check it out?
That's awesome. I guess I'm a highlight guy, man. I saw the highlights, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch the entire ceremony. I could have watched it again. I just haven't, man. At this time, I probably might check it out over the weekend when I'm working the graveyard. You know what I'm saying? I got some free time on my hands. I'll divulge into it then. But I did see a couple of moments. Shaq, his speech about Kobe. There's no I in team. There's a me in that motherfucker. I like that one. I saw some of Vanessa Bryant's her farewell speech, I guess if you will. And then I saw MJ. He got up there. Cool thing about the whole thing, I read online how people were saying LeBron wasn't there, all the Lakers were. Well, LeBron was actually there. He just requested that the media not film him at all because he didn't want to take any attention away from the Bryants, which I thought was real stand up for him.
Right. Shout out to LeBron, man. Shout out to the Bryants. A lot. I saw this thing on ESPN. I think lots of networks covered this thing, and you hit it right on the head, man. If you didn't watch it, man, I know you got the cliff notes, but man, that thing was beautiful, man. Go back and check it out, HP, as much as you can. I'm gonna tell you what, but that thing, I was a water bag all over again. But that thing had me like, once again, I could not stop crying. I was like, oh my God,
right.
To just see all the love. I watched the young lady from Oregon, Coach Gino from UConn, Alicia Keys played the Beethoven joint. RP was up there, man. Shaq, MJ, it was everybody was telling real live candid stories, man. Man, that thing touched me. Shout out, man. West Coast, man. Weigh in on the Kobe Memorial, man.
We're talk. I just read transcripts. I was at work. I feel like it was time to let Kobe rest, and that was more for LA. And so I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I love what Jordan said. Like, I read the transcripts of the speeches. I loved what MJ said. You know, started out he was a rival, and then he became a nuisance. Just constantly picking my brain, asking me how to get great. And then he became my little brother. He taught me how to be a better man. As far as I'm concerned, that's the Mamba mentality. That was about all I actually needed to see, for real. You know, I didn't want to intrude. I almost feel at this point like I'm intruding on Vanessa Bryant and the rest of the surviving Bryants.
Right. Well, I think Vanessa's the one that wanted to have this, though. Like,
well, yeah, she chose, but she also realized that she was married to a public figure.
Right.
You feel me?
Understood.
When you're married to a public figure that embodies what LA wants, they embody LA, then she chose the perfect date for it, 2/24/20.
Yeah,
you feel
I
me?
thought that was
Gianna's
dope.
number, Kobe's number, how many years he was a Laker.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. Shout out, man. Once again, man. I agree with your sentiments, but I definitely wanted to dig. Like, I took time out of my day and like went and watched this thing, and I think they showed it again like later that night. Man, I would definitely check it out, man. It wasn't a dry eye in the building, man.
Yeah, live streamed it on Tidal. Like, that was a real thing.
Yeah, man. It was. I mean, everybody was there. So shout out, man. Shout out to LA. Shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to Vanessa for like everybody just understanding that kind of was appropriate and needed to be done. You know, and then they had the little joint where they did and then they ended everything with Forever. Oh man, that thing was so dope. That thing was moving, but yeah, man. Kobe Memorial, 2/24/20. If you guys hadn't gotten a chance to look at it, man, listeners, get out there and check it out. I'm sure it's out there for everywhere for you to see by now. But hey, man, make sure you have a box of Kleenexes. Hey, gentlemen, speaking of somebody that may need a box of Kleenexes. Since y'all didn't watch the Kobe Memorial on Monday, did y'all watch the fight?
Man,
did y'all watch the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 2 fight?
I did, man. I did.
Sure did.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hey, man. And when we realized we were going to cover this topic, I hadn't read like Wilder hadn't made a public statement yet about the loss to the fight, man. So I'm not even gonna say it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all dig into it, man. West Coast, man, give me your thoughts on the fight. Give me your thoughts on kind of walk me through you watching the fight. Kind of walk me through what you was thinking, and then walk me through what you thought about Wilder's comments.
Your man's came out. I sent the two of y'all a meme earlier today that Shredder dressed like Deontay Wilder and fought 4 turtles all the time. Ain't complained once. This dude came out looking like a Legion of Doom If you go back to the original NWA wrestling, he looked like a road warrior. I don't know what was going on. But
I thought
from
he had
the beginning,
road warrior.
he looked punch drunk. He looked like he wasn't ready for it. I think the HP sent me a text in the middle of it like, why dude look like he's sick? Like, what? I'm gonna need him to turn into One Punch Man. I think was his exact thing. I'm gonna need him to throw that Saitama punch. And he never. Tyson Fury did. He had the right style, the right technique, and he was a better boxer. He circled to the left, eliminating the overhand right. He leaned on him every opportunity he got as a heavier man to carry that. Plus, like Jay pointed out on Flagship, Wilder gained 20 additional pounds. So he had 20 additional pounds plus the shredder outfit plus Fury's additional weight just leaning on him. By the end of the fight, when the fight was finally stopped, when the corner threw in the towel, he looked like he wasn't defending himself like a boxer. He was defending himself like a little kid going, stop hitting me, stop. And so I don't even think it was a bad stoppage.
No, what that was.
I don't think it was a bad stoppage either.
Like he got beat up. So hopefully next time, he's already, asked for the rematch, which I admire completely. I hope that the next time he comes out almost Mike Tyson style. Just wear a towel and let's go. Towel with a hole in it and let's go.
Hollywood, what you think, man? Weigh on the fight, man.
Well, a lot of people don't know I'm a big fan of The Office, and you know what I'm saying. When I saw Wilder come out, I thought I was looking at Dwight Schrute in his the Cyclops costume. I thought it was Earth Day. I didn't know what was going on. So at the same time, I was like, all right, I guess this is Black History Month. Get up, like he's Black Knight or something. I guess that was just gimmick. But you know what I'm saying. It didn't look like he was toting too much weight to me. But again, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so my whole thing with the fight, he looked gassed. He did not look like he prepared. It looked to me I think he expected the same guy who he put down in the first fight. I don't know how they prepared. I don't know. But he did not look like his footwork wasn't there. You know, and I know everybody's like, oh, he's heavier. Yeah, I mean, he's training. You gain weight. You know, boxers do a lot of road work. They do a lot of leg work. You know, they do a lot of moving. I don't know if that was how he prepared. But what I will say is the man needs to definitely, in my opinion, he needs to revamp his training camp. He needs a better trainer who can actually teach him the angles of boxing. Who can help him use it like a Lennox Lewis, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who trained him, or like he needs to learn how to use his tools. He has powerful punches. He has quick hands as well. He needs to work on his footwork. He needs to work on his head work, his head movement. Like he needs to work on his defensive strategy, especially if he's going to go up against a guy that got like 40, 50 pounds on him and that's taller than him and everything. You know, got an inch reach on him. I mean, it's just he did not look prepared, and the first time he really got popped in the mouth real hard, you could see he didn't expect that. It was like that moment in that movie, The Great White Hype, when my man Damon was like, "Oh, this motherfucker trying to embarrass me on TV." Like that's how, but he did not turn it up like Damon did though. He
embarrass me on TV.
That's what I'm saying. Like he had the moment, but he didn't turn it up, man. And then of course I did see the, you know, he got popped on the back of the head, which should have been a point deduction. Would it have made a difference in the fight? No, because he hit him with a solid body shot that just completely put him to the ground. It showed that his legs were gone at that point. And then when he popped him in his ear, that ear started bleeding. His eardrum was busted. Obviously, he couldn't keep his balance. I mean, I commend him. Well, out of all the shit I'm talking, I do commend him because I don't know too many men that could stand there and keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? Just the heart that he had. He wanted to keep going. And I commend him for that. Like, that's a warrior. That's a champion, you know? And I think he'll be back. And I just hope that he does not come back like Ronda Rousey did. I hope that he does take up the offers of the people who've been extending it to him to train with him. I hope that he gets his hands right. I hope that he takes all of this time, you know, recover, get your mind right, get your mental health right, because, you know, the man's knocked out 41 people and now just lost. So that's got to hurt the pride as well. That's got to hurt you. So, you know, lift yourself up, you know, spend some money.
Can he reinvent himself?
Absolutely, if he wants to. It's got to be up to him. He's got to be able to want to come out and be able to throw hands more than just a one-punch man. You know what I'm saying?
He's 40 plus fights in. That's a tall order. I'm not saying it can't be done, but
yeah, it can't be. But it's going to take time. Like I'm saying, like he's got all the time that he needs right now to go in, train, spar. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the new game plan is going to work, and then, you know, don't lose what worked, but add to the arsenal. You know what I'm saying? He's got to evolve now. To me, it's not about changing. It's just about evolving, growing. Like, if you're going to survive, first of all, you're 34 years old, man. You know, you can't keep just going out, slugging it out, and not really being able to protect yourself and box. You're just not going to be able to do it. And like Jason said, like, he looked punch drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first couple of, you know what I'm saying, rounds, he only threw it. The first round, he threw 55 punches compared to Tyson's 116. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's you're looking for a knockout, and that guy wasn't giving it to him. And then, you know, afterwards, right after the fight, I did not appreciate the champ, you know what I'm saying, saying anything about his legs. Then he said, I don't want to make no excuses after he made an excuse. You know, it's like, bruh, just say it was a good fight, he fought hard, and go sit your ass down somewhere. That's all you got to do. I
mean, he's like, every logic in the human brain says you're going to have an excuse because he's never lost a fight before. Like, so exactly. You are trying to find some reason why you lost the fight.
Right. Absolutely.
And so I just think that, like, I get it. So I'll say, you know, first and foremost, I really liked his intro outfit. I actually really did. I'd never seen anything like that before.
No.
I thought, wow, he's like coming out like his version of the Black Panther. Like, oh my God, like, look at this dude. Look at that outfit. I already understood about the mask because it's like the unveiling of, you know, the bronze bomber or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like that part I understand, I get. And so, and because it was Black History Month, like I mean, boy, that thing had really, like, that shit made me extra hype. I was like, oh shit, you see this kid's outfit? He coming to oh my God. And so I was really, really amped up. And it did not take me long from the opening bell to lose that ampness. You guys already know I'm not a humongous boxing fan, but I do like Deontay Wilder. I also like Tyson Fury. But I of course I was rooting for Deontay Wilder by the time it was all said and done and ready to go. And boy, Deontay Wilder got beat the fuck up.
He got hands put on him, man. Hands.
Yeah, he got paused all around the ring. I mean, Fury was just paused. Now, granted, I thought Fury was fighting a little bit of a tactically dirty fight. I thought he pushed his limits on what he would let the ref would let him get away with. I thought he did that very well. Use every strategic opportunity to your advantage. So he saw that, he was kind of getting away with a little extra this, a little extra that, a little, every time we clinch up, I'm gonna punch you a couple extra times after I'm asked to break, so all of that was happening, but that's part of the sport.
Right.
I also feel like the punch that did the most damage was an illegal punch.
Yes.
I will say that. And I think because I thought I gave round 1 to Fury. I gave round 2 to Wilder though. I thought he realized he was going to be in a brawl after that first round, and he came out and actually boxed. He fought back in that second round. So I actually had round 1 Fury, round 2 Wilder. Boy, and then that third round. But you could still tell, like, even, I think he was doing some slipping, and I was like, well, why is he slipping around? And like, he doesn't, and then it hit like he doesn't look right. So it kind of hit me like he doesn't look right. And then because if you watch, Fury actually kind of punched him with both fists, and that, like, the hit that he came around the back of the head, and then the other one, like, he was kind of punching him with both fists at the same time. I don't even know how he pulled that off. Like, it was like he used the other fist to, like, guide his head to the other fist. It was crazy. But once that the blood and all, it was over. Like, at that point, the fight was over. You just cannot keep your equilibrium. You cannot, like, aside from the fact that he didn't have any legs, and it looked like, now granted, you can just come out and say I didn't have any legs, but about halfway into the second round, he looked like he didn't have any legs.
Right.
And so I don't think that's just talk. I really think that, for whatever reason, if the costume was 40 or 50 pounds, if that were like, if there was the extra weight, and then you have another dude that's 280 weighing on you, I know that was a lot of extra weight on his legs, and I know his legs were gone.
But was that the first time he wore that costume though, for real? The first time you saw how?
Well, they say he tried it on the night before. And I'm not giving all the I'm not letting him use the costume as an excuse to not have any legs, because he got beat the fuck up. He wore the costume. Fury fought a more tactically sound, advantageous fight, and he landed the punches. Yeah. And after his equilibrium was thrown off, it just looked like he was swinging at air. And then he couldn't. And the thing that made me the most sad is he couldn't defend himself. Like that. So the real beat up really happened after he couldn't see those blows anymore. And so I really felt bad for him. I thought they could have ended the fight after the 5th or 6th round, really, to be honest. And I thought he just stood in there and took more punishment. And, by that time, Fury was doing weird stuff, like tripping him a little. Like, I just thought, and that also takes a lot out of you. So I thought Fury did everything he did right up to the line, so to speak. And he used that to his advantage, and he also beat up Wilder. The thing about licking his neck and all that shit, I was like, what was up with that, fellas? You ever lick somebody's neck before?
I didn't see that his tongue actually touched his neck. I just thought he kind of pantomimed, like he gave the illusion of it. Like every angle I saw, he never touched it.
Oh, he didn't actually lick his neck?
Nah, it was kind of like like just fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Like putting on for the audience. I didn't see him actually taste anything. There was no blood on his tongue. There was, Wilder didn't react to that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like it was almost like how how you hug a chick, and you're smacking a butt, somebody your homeboy looking. It's like kind of like that thing. Like
Hey, by that time, Wilder didn't even know where he was.
He didn't really, but I mean, I believe he would have reacted. Hey, somebody lick your neck.
Why? He wasn't reacting to anything else. He wasn't reacting to the lefts and right. He was taking.
It was just delayed reaction, man. The dude was confused in the punches. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we saw that, but I didn't see any angle of the tongue touching the neck. I just didn't. But that was showmanship to me. He was showing like I'm beating the shit out of this dude so much. I told y'all I want to taste blood. I'm tasting blood, and look, he can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that kind of He showed that he was dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like, period, point blank.
All right, let me ask you this then. One of Wilder's comments where I wish they would have let me go out on my shield. So put yourself in the trainer's position.
That shit's stupid.
Would you have thrown in the towel watching your
absolutely
fighter do
I would
that?
have thrown it in the 5th round. I wouldn't have let him go to the 7th. He would have never made it out the 5th.
It's Wilder's job. It's Wilder's job to go out there to fight. It's his corner's job to protect him. So they did the right thing. I thought they let it go on too long.
Yes, bruh. He was not coming back, dog. Like, bruh, after a body blow knocks you clean off your feet, okay, you're done. You're done. You need a miracle, and I won't see him pulling that miracle. He never showed me anything that was like, okay, he has a chance still to knock this dude out. Like it would have took one of those slick Conor McGregor, 30-second round chin bust knockouts that hit him, and he didn't have the accuracy. I don't even think he had the power at that point, man. You know what I'm saying?
He landed 3 solid right hands all fight.
Exactly.
And they didn't land flushly enough to get the job done.
No.
But I agree with 100% with what you said earlier. He's got to come with more than that. Now, granted, we sitting at home on the couch.
Right.
This shit's that shit that we just said he can't do has worked for him every single fight of his career.
41 times.
So it's gonna be tough to say, the shit that got you all this hardware and all these wins, you gotta do something else. But I love what he said at the end. Hey man, the best is supposed to fight the best. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the best got to fight the best. And that, I respect him. I respected him 100 times more after hearing him say that. Because a lot of boxers run from the best, especially when they are also the best. Hats off. Salute to Deontay Wilder, man. Anybody else got anything else on that?
That's a fair statement. Like, the best still got to fight the best, especially at the point where these are the heavyweights. You know, like I feel like you could. I'm not making a case for running at the lower weight classes, but there's so many at the lower weight classes that you slide up a pound, you slide up 2-3 pounds, you're in a different weight class. You slide down 2-3 pounds, you're in a different weight class.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's easier to maneuver your career if you're little or smaller rather. But once you get to heavyweight, like. Nah, the best got to fight the best. Just why I'm still angry at Anthony Joshua.
That was so ill. Hey, the best got to fight the best. I was like, ooh, shit, that's what I'm talking about. Right. So you know that, hey, if the best is fighting the best, somebody gonna lose. Mm-hmm. So it's all good, man. Shout out to both men.
Right. Right now, Tyson Fury is the best boxer.
Yeah, he's the baddest man on the planet.
Right now.
Shout out to both of those guys. Too early to call predictions for the third fight?
Entirely too early. Well, I need to hear what this dude talking about. I need to hear where his mind at, like he said. Like, straight up. This is your first legitimate L. And the first time you didn't get a just plain W, it was against the dude who just gave you your first legitimate L.
Not only that, it's his first L that the fight had to be stopped, bro. He can't even finish. So, like, that's a lot. I think he's going to have to do a lot of, mental adjustments.
Soul searching as they were.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to do some real good head work. You know what I mean? And I just think he just needs to add to the arsenal, even if it's not with the actual aspect of throwing the hands. He's got to work on the footwork, and he's got to work on defense, because you can't go up against a dude with like I said, like 40 more pounds. You can't let him lean on you. He watch your game film. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your work. come back and go at it again. And I know he exercised the rematch clause. You know what I'm saying? So we know he ain't just taking it lying down. And
do you think Fury agrees to the rematch? Because Fury has to agree.
Fury already said if Tyson don't want it,
like a draw and a win. That's not a dominant. This is set up to be it could, if and only if Deontay comes out and puts on a damn show, wins this damn fight, then this is set up to be a heavyweight rivalry for the ages.
No
and
doubt.
then there's still Anthony Joshua just hanging out in the wings with all the other belts.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the great fight, exciting weekend. And listeners, hey, we're gonna step away real fast. We're gonna go pay some bills. Tell you a little bit about Defy Life gear. Hang out with us. We'll be back in a minute.
Best Medicine Podcast.
My fault, y'all. That was a false alarm. I literally just put on the Best Med podcast after he gave me the Defy Life gear commercial. We're gonna try this again with feeling.
We're told that greatness is exceptional when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit defylifegear.com to get fitted for greatness.
Man, all I know for real from that commercial is that I need to meet Corey. That dude voice cool. I know for real, one size does not fit all. Like, man, I'm trying to sound that smooth when I talk.
Well, if you come to Defy Life events and stuff, cookouts and stuff, you get to meet Corey because he be there.
Man, that's crazy. If you show up for every show every week, we wouldn't be talking to each other like this.
Oh wow! What my little shots fired sound at?
Right.
Shots fired sound.
For regular Scott, that's for you.
It's gonna be more like a bazooka though. It's regular Scott's shots fired sounds is like a.
Yeah, his sound a little little. I feel like we need bigger shots.
Yeah, we gonna have bigger shots. We're gonna be shooting tanks.
We need a good old fashioned like Bessie by the dough shots.
Shout out to regular Scott as well. As you heard earlier, I was blessed enough to be on Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network this week. Show dropped on Sunday or Monday, I believe. And we just chopped it up a lot about this show.
So what else you was gonna do on a Sunday?
Yeah, what else you gonna do on a Sunday? So check out, if our listeners, go check that show out if you're in the comics, anything comic related, review of TV shows, comic shows, movies, anime, great topics. Regular Scott, Ozzy Killmonger. Ozzy has made a request to be on this show, and I have granted it. So he's a heavy political head. And I think he can come and chop it up and take over the show and talk politics for a good bit, man. So,
like Scott's made a comment that Paul's the only one that he hasn't had on the show. So, HP, be on the lookout. You might end up having to go hang out with the nerds and talk nerd shit.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. I'm sure they appreciate it. I'm sure they will appreciate it. Shout out to Anything, Everything, and Nothing. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love and the shout outs we getting from them. And y'all go check them out on the network as well. Fellas.
And way before you even get further, shout out to the flagship for calling out the fact that Paul told us to stop giving shout outs after the commercial break.
Well, we're probably not going to stop that because I like to do it. But, shout out to Defy Life, the Defy Life podcast, our old podcast, the whole team, man, everybody in relation. I'm not going to run through them all, man. It's a lot. But shout out to the whole network, defylifepods.com. You can always go out there. We have content for you. Everybody's dropping a new show every week. And go get your flavor. Go get your flavor. All right, gentlemen. We are ready to introduce a new segment to our show. And the name of that segment is going to be called Wacky Stat. Wacky Stat. So why am I saying stack? Wacky Stat of the Week. So every week we're going to be looking up some weird, obscure stat, bringing it to y'all, talking about it, basically so we can laugh about it and talk shit, unsupervised, because that's what we do on Unsupervised the podcast, on Unsupervised the spinoff podcast. Oh, speaking of which, lots of people on the network don't know the name of our show. It's Unsupervised the spinoff podcast. Okay, get it, got it, good.
I like
all
to
right.
just go with unsupervised, the spinoff. We clearly a podcast.
Yeah, but you got to say podcast at the end. We are clearly a podcast, though.
What y'all say?
No doubt, no doubt. Our wacky stat of the week, man. Yo, so our first one's gonna be. This is actually from the New York Post, and it's a stat that is crazy that says almost. Actually, this is actually out there everywhere. It's on New York Post, Pop Buzz, the Sun article, Today.com, and all types of stuff. But so this is a general consensus. And I don't know whose general consensus, because to me, this is kind of out there and outlandish. But the stat is almost 50% of Americans do not change their underwear daily. Half the people in this country,
America, you nasty,
are not changing their underwear every day. Like, it's 3 of us on this show. That means at least one of us hadn't been changing our underwear.
Cool shit.
Yeah, you got me fucked up though, because I got 2 drawers full of them. 2 drawers full of drawers.
So, yo, I'm wilding out, yo. Like, fellas, y'all not changing your underwear? Y'all know people that don't change their underwear? Like, what is up with this stat?
I honestly don't know anybody that does not do that. Let me stop. I did. Okay, I come from theater with my acting class. Okay, so in theater, I did come across a few stage hands or actors who were like real like hippie type people that might not have washed in a couple of days, or I don't. So if you didn't wash in a few days, I take it you didn't change your drawers in a few days. Mind you, I was not eating at the potluck in the theater or going to many people's homes to hang out, because yeah, I don't get down like that. Like, I mean, if I had a show that night, we're performing, I would take a shower in the dressing room and just change my drawers for the show just to be in costume. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a type of cat. I don't even use the same towel more than 2-3 days in a row, because I know how bacteria and everything starts to form when you mix water in dark places. Mold and stuff like that, and mildew. So
right,
that's just me. I don't. I wash my sheets weekly. You know what I'm saying? I sleep for them. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how you form cysts and bumps and stuff with your skin. Like my mom, sister, families in the medical field, they're big on cleanliness. So dad's a military guy, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, when I saw that stat, I was baffled, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really am. And good God, bro, what do you mean you're not changing your drawers, man?
Not changing their drawers. 13% of the same people surveyed said they don't change it for 5 days or more.
What?
Okay,
Bruh, that's
so I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a little guilty of if I got a couple of days in a row off and literally nothing to do. All I'm doing is Netflixing. It's me, the couch, the Netflix, and the pizza delivery motherfucker. Maybe the Chinese food delivery dude. Okay, I'm not seeing other humans. You feel me? I'm in the house. It don't matter. The moment I'm getting ready to leave the house, though, drawers is new.
Right. So okay.
maybe that's part of the stat.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Of that, I don't know if I appreciate your accusatory tone. You know, they say that the people who accuse people of cheating are normally cheaters, right? I mean, Money, what's going on with you and your draw?
I mean, that's the bullshit they say. Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. Hey, y'all. So you know how when you pack and you gonna be gone for like 4 days. Mm-hmm. Shit, when I pack and I'm gonna be gone for 4 days, I take like 10 pairs of drawers.
I do.
You know,
like, because I know I'm gonna take like multiple showers and I'm gonna change my clothes multiple times and like. And just keeping it all the way a buck, like, we live in the South. It's hot down this bitch. Like,
that's fair.
If you take your underwear off and you and like even if you like from you smelling like all day, your joint not fresh. Your joints is not fresh. Like, so, I can't even fathom having on the same pair of drawers for like 3 days, yo. Like, even if you done took showers.
That's fair.
No.
But I also feel like most of the population of the United States is not in the South. They in cold places. And so they don't quite understand the concept of the level of humidity and swamp ass that be going on down here.
I don't know about most. I think the most populous state in the union is California and then Texas, right? So.
Yeah, and California is cold 3/4 of the state.
Yeah, but Texas is in the South like a motherfucker, though.
Texas is in the South like a motherfucker, though. And L.A., there's 19 million people in L.A. County. That's a lot of people.
And L.A. is in the South-ish, right? It's in the southern part of California.
New York, you got Chicago. It's a lot of people out there, though.
All I'm saying is wash your ass, change.
Wash your ass folks. Is what this is all about.
Yeah, that number is way too high. 50% is way too high. That means when you go to work, at least, and I might, this might be a category for the other hue, because I don't know if I know a bunch of black folks that don't wash their ass and change their drawers. Y'all ever hung out with a chick and she wasn't changing her drawers she wasn't fresh or anything like that?
Not anybody that got a mama and a grandma.
Don't everybody got a mama and a grandma though?
That's all I'm trying to say.
All I'm saying is, man, like, okay, so let's say they don't change their drawers, but so when they use the bathroom, they always hitting with wipes, so they're keeping it fresh down there. Maybe that's their take on it. They're fresh. But I don't think that's what it is. I don't know. But I've never. I mean, even that, man. I don't know. I went out of town the other day, like last week, for like a day, and I had 3 pair of drawers. I knew I was just spending one night. You know what I'm saying? That was
right.
You know, I mean, even when I went to basketball camp, bro, like there was one cat. He was like real lazy. And even at basketball camp, I would have to take like 2-3 showers because you got games in the morning, evening, at night, and, you know, you go do other things wherever you're staying at. You know what I'm saying? There was one cat, you know, we had to get on him like, you know, we was like, I don't want to say his name, you know, but we was like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? We played 5 games today, bruh, okay? Why haven't you taken a shower yet? Like why? He's like, oh, I'm waiting on the last, you know, game, the night game to be over there. I'm like, no, bruh, no. Because I'm going to tell y'all a story. Now, I don't know if this is how my man got it, but in my high school in Fayetteville, there was this cat. He had contracted meningitis. And from what the nurse and all the health officials were saying, it was because boy was going home. Like, he wasn't washing his basketball shorts that he wore over and over, and that bacteria infected him. And they had to literally come in the middle of, once the test results came out that he had it, they came in and stopped the game just to pull him out, because him just touching the ball could you know, the other players could contract that. And his case was so bad he had to get his fingertips amputated, man. The disease spread to bro. So, and that just came from not washing basketball shorts, my dude. Okay? So that's why, you know what I'm saying, at camp we were telling him, because mind you, we're still in the same high school just years later. We're like, bruh, this is what happened to boy. That shit can happen to you. You need to wash your ass, pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? And come on, man, and you laying around, lounging around in your warm ups and in your sweats, like bro, all that's funky. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to do something about that. And the coach had to step in and make this dude we had to monitor his shower activity because we're not going to be around you funky like that, and then you could get sick, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
wilding all the way out, man.
I've definitely never been around a female like that because I ain't smashing. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Oh no.
That thing gonna be ranked like shopping.
The great urban poet Christopher Wallace once said, "Unless it smells like sanitation, garbage, I turn like doorknobs. I'm out."
That's a fact, brother. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I don't left a couple of them with the why you leaving face. Like, I'm leaving because it is. Like, that's you.
Absolutely.
That's you. That's you.
I've been money. I've been there. Okay, but like, wait a fucking minute. What is that?
You don't smell that? Yeah.
Can't be the only one smell Japanese food.
Right. No. No. What the fuck? I'm out.
So but that's the rare. That's more like a rare thing in my experience. Like I just 50% though. Like I just that thing give me the willies, man. Americans, stop being nasty as shit, man. Wash your ass. Change
America, you nasty.
You nasty, America. That was our wacky stat of the week. We hope you enjoyed that one. We gonna bring y'all one of those every week. And chop it up, have some fun with it, man. South Carolina primary. Democrats are there.
Hey, you'll appreciate this.
Petty party politics. Oh, man, bring it to me, brother. Bring it to me.
I got a call today while I was sitting at work, and the call said telemarketer, and I was bored, so I answered it. And the dude said, yeah, can I speak to Joe Cox?
Oh.
I said, who's calling? Let's start there. He was like, oh, this is so-and-so from the Bernie Sanders camp. I said, all right, well, who is Joe Cox? And why are you calling this number? So, long story short, I ended up talking to this dude for a while. He was a 29-year-old dude from New Hampshire initially who was working on the Bernie campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, but since I got you, I do have a couple of questions because I'm legitimately independent and I have no dog in the race right now, trying to figure out who I like. So I asked him 3 questions. Number 1, I currently have... Oh, no, my first question was, are all wealthy people evil? Why should I vote for Bernie Sanders? He's a billionaire. Isn't he supposed to be?
Is he really?
I don't think Bernie Sanders is a billionaire.
I thought he had a couple of million though.
I think he got a couple million, but the only billionaires in the race is Tom Steyer and Bloomberg.
Okay. All right.
Bernie made a couple mil off his book, but that ain't no different from President Obama or anybody else.
Right.
So Bernie's no baller.
No,
he balling.
So
he balling compared to us, but he ain't
Donald Trump balling.
Yeah, he ain't got $340 million to drop on the race like Bloomberg.
Fair enough. So that was my first question. Are all wealthy people evil? He was like, no. I said, well, then how come every talking point I get from the right tells me that all wealthy people are evil if I'm listening to Bernie Sanders?
You mean the left, then?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I did. You're right. I mean the left. All wealthy people are evil according to the left.
I don't know.
The whole gist of this conversation was, by the end of it, this dude had neither convinced me nor not convinced me about Bernie.
Right.
And then I messed around and read an article that Facebook had to remove accounts that were Russian that were pro-Bernie. Help me understand this.
Well, I mean, I have it. So it's no secret that the Russians are going to be doing their information war this election cycle. So first of all, let me say I'm kind of feeling the burn myself. I like some
phrasing.
of the.
I'm gonna need you to work on your phrasing.
The burn.
I'm kind of feeling the burn. Like that's if you
might need
feeling
a
Bernie
clue for that.
Sanders,
Go see a doctor.
Burn.
So what
If
you're
you-
saying
if
is
you
that
feel-
you're a Bernie bro.
if you are leaning Bernie Sanders, you can say one of the little catchphrases like "I'm feeling the burn." But
That's an
yeah,
awful catchphrase. I would highly recommend that campaign. Suspend that immediately. Immediately, you need a cream for when you feel the burn.
oh, stop it! I'm not talking about like that. I am kind of feeling the burn though. Like, but let me get back to so. It is a moderate to right wing way of thinking that Bernie Sanders is way too left. He's way too progressive.
That he's a socialist. That's one of
And
the
that
talking
he's
points.
kind
This
of
is
a
actually
socialist.
the second question I asked.
Yeah.
Is he a socialist?
And that he's I mean, he says he's a democratic socialist, so I won't say that he's something that he won't say he's not.
Right. No,
You know,
so the
but-
difference between a democratic socialist and a socialist. I actually made this dude explain this to me. I was on the phone with the dude for like 10 minutes. And he was
Right.
like, man, you're the first person that's actually talked back to me. Like, I said, well, I mean, I have questions. I'm undecided. And you're calling for the campaign? Campaign, damn it.
Right. He should be ready to answer those questions.
Right. So straight up, is he a socialist? Because if I was to watch Fox News, if I was to
they're gonna
open up
call him a
the
socialist
first
all
three
day.
articles on Google are going to tell me he's a socialist. So he was like, no, he's a democratic socialist. And then the democratic socialists, they just really believe in people and they're like welfare and things along those lines. They want Medicare or they want medical care for all. He didn't say Medicare. He said medical care for all. And so there's a difference between a socialist and a democratic socialist. A lot of people don't know that because they only hear the word socialist.
Well, most people are so scared. Most people are so unwilling. I won't say unneedingly scared of the word socialist that it makes me sick. We have so many socialist programs that we already adhere to right now that like to call Bernie Sanders a democratic socialist is not an offense. Like, it's not offensive. The thing, like, the right wing gets off on it because they know their people aren't going to go and educate themselves on what a socialist is. I mean, you're talking about 68% of these same people wanted to get rid of Obamacare but keep the Affordable Care Act.
America, you
Like,
it's relatively dumb at any given point.
Relatively dumb at any given point. Exactly. So the American electorate, it's smart, but it's also like dumb at some points. Of like, there's a lot of people that so you're exactly right, West Coast Jay. There's a lot of West Coast Jay. There's a lot of people that just watch Fox News, and they just get their talking points from Fox News. A lot of those same people. So let's just keep it real. The people that use socialist programs are in those states that always vote against socialist programs. It is
I
very,
find that
very
more ironic than anything else.
Yeah, Alabama,
Because
Louisiana,
in general,
Kentucky,
socialist
Mississippi.
programs are designed for poor people. And
That's
what
correct.
People try and act like is that they're not poor. There are not, rather, poor white people as well.
That is correct. West Virginia, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Kentucky are some of the heaviest socialist program using states in our country. But nonetheless, those are the very same people that run out there and will bash socialism and social programs at every chance that they get. But even though their state uses it at a 60+% clip, so once again, it's those, 66% of the people will vote that they want to get rid of Obamacare but keep the Affordable Care Act because they like that better. Like, what?
Please explain why that's funny. For anybody that's listening for real. Like explain to people why that's funny.
Because they're the same thing. Obamacare is the nickname that was given to the Affordable Care Act.
Right.
But Republicans and Fox News had all their people hell-bent against Obamacare. We're going to repeal Obamacare. We're going to get rid of it. Let's go get rid of it. Then and the reason why it was voted down by John McCain was the deciding vote is that against him, Jeff Blake, some of those other Republican senators really could not throw 140 million people off of healthcare. Because that's what essentially repealing Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act would have done. And at the very end, those Republican voters came back and was like, wait, we're voting against our own health care? No, we don't want to do that. Their senators, people kept having to educate them to say, you do realize that's the same thing, right? And eventually they just finally got it. So this socialism thing, to me, they just get on Fox News and scream socialism. Socialism, we're not a socialist country. We're not a socialist country, so we will not be socialist. However, we do offer many, many, many programs that are socialistic style programs.
They are designed for social welfare.
That is correct. And so the idea that Bernie Sanders is a socialist as an evil thing, I don't buy into that. I do understand that he is very, very progressive. He's very, very income equality driven, programs that are going to be designed to help even out those opportunities for the lower and the lower classes and the middle class, he's going to be for it. He's got a very progressive agenda.
Fair enough. So here's the third question I asked him. Check this one out. I said, Bernie Sanders is 74 years old.
Mm-hmm.
How's his health? The dude said, according to the doctor, he's got a clean bill of health. He's out there on stage campaigning every day.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing his thing. Like, he's out there, he's campaigning more than I am, and I'm 29 years old. I said, okay. All right.
Can I help him out again?
Oh, by all means.
Isn't Donald Trump 72?
Yeah, but Donald Trump is on meth, Diet Coke, and KFC.
And Joe Biden also 74 or something like that?
Let me rephrase that. He is not on meth. They're diet pills.
So I'm not worried about Bernie's age because that's what vice presidents are for. If Lord forbid anything happened to any president while they're in office, but that's why they put vice presidents on the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not, none of us know. I mean, Bernie Sanders may live to be 140. Like who knows?
That's fair. Let me give you a perspective that's not left, because I'm dead center right now. I have no dog in this race right now. Like, I want to see I need to keep seeing how this plays itself out. So, why do I want another old white man in office?
I mean,
74 is old.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
You had no choice.
I don't know how to. I mean, I won't say there's no other choice, because right now there's 6 other choices, but we'll see who wins the nomination. But I wouldn't say. I think the difference is from the 170-year-old white dude to the other. They have very different backgrounds and belief systems and stances and like things that they're gonna try to do for like people that look like you and me. You know, so and not just people that look like you and me, but you know, for the country in general. If you believe that the best condition for the country to be in is for us to be in a top-down economics, everything slanted for the rich, and consistently losing court cases that take away your civil rights and civil liberties. If you believe that that's the direction of the country, then continue to vote for the dude that's currently in office. Right. If you believe that there's a gross, for instance, minimum wage was a social program. It's another socialist program. The minimum wage was actually originally designed to grow with the profits of corporate America. So like the issue is minimum wage never grew. So companies began to make more and more and more money, and the government would vote every year to keep minimum wage what it was. Well, minimum wage is supposed, so as much as our GDP is, minimum wage is supposed to grow with that number. It's supposed to take into account how much it costs to buy food, how much it costs to live somewhere, how much it costs to get a car, that type of stuff. It's supposed to be relative to everything else around it. Mm-hmm. However, the Republican Party keeps voting for it to stay what it is. You know, so that's not a living wage. You know, so that's just one example of like things that were originally designed to be one way. It's all in the power of your vote. So if you think that stuff should stay the way it is, then you know, vote for the people that are in office. But if you really believe that the lower and the middle class drives the economy versus the rich, then there's a people out there that believe the same thing and they want to govern from that direction. So if that's how you feel, so I'm not going to ever tell anybody to vote for any one specific person, but if you align your beliefs with the candidate that you trust and believe in, then you got to know what those candidates stand for. And so that would just be my advice. So granted, they're both old white dudes, but one old white dude wants to govern the country one way, and the other old white dude wants to govern the country another way. And whatever closely matches your idea of what that should look like in your heart, then that's who you should vote for.
That was the purest thing I've ever heard. That was beautiful. I also wanted on the record that Joe Biden is 77, so it ain't like we ain't got a bunch of old white dudes just running for stuff.
Right.
But
and as I said to a friend of mine, the conversation I had with
that dude was not nearly. You should have been the dude that was talking to me. I would have been way more swayed by your opinion.
Hey man, I'm just trying to get the facts out there, man. That's another reason why I'm glad we do this show and we have this topic, man. South Carolina primary this week. Nevada primary. Joe Biden's not, I'm sorry. Bernie Sanders has a couple of sweeps. So I've all the polling, I've been told that South Carolina is firmly Biden territory. So
it's leaning Biden. Last I looked, it's leaning Biden.
We will see. And then Super Tuesday. So it's going to be exciting, man. Biden's more center left than he is a progressive. So he's either he or Klobuchar have got to be the moderate option to Bernie Sanders, or he's going to run away with this thing. Because he's got a coalition of young people, of black people, of Latino people, and independents that are really, really behind him right now. So we'll see what happens. You guys got
November, and we get to do this every week.
You guys got anything you want to touch on that?
With regard to Biden, no, it's a 77-year-old white man. I'm all right with it.
Nah, just in regards to petty party politics topic.
Yeah.
Before we move on, sir.
Like that was my petty party politics. I got a phone call from a dude campaigning for Bernie.
Well, HP, you want to touch on that?
I mean, yeah, you know, my opinion on politics is they all full of shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna keep more of my personal sentiments to myself, but I just hope a good candidate gets in office. That's all I can do. So exercise your votes, people. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go vote. If you want to say anything, go vote. If you don't believe your vote means anything, then go vote so you can prove it wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just go vote. Vote for the lesser evil. That's all I can say.
No doubt, man. You heard it from HP first. Go vote for the lesser evil. All right, man. Fellas, I wanted to have some fun with this, but we're gonna see what we can dig into about this. HP, this is just suggestions, so I decided, man, we should go with this one. This is actually good. This is actually good stuff, man. All of us have jobs, all of us work, and this is a phrase that's thrown around the office quite often. I hear it all the time. I'm at least this on my job to 4 women.
Damn, nigga. Look at me.
Motherfucker busy, ain't he?
There's at least 4 women on my job that call me their work husband. So we gonna dig into this topic, man. What the unsupervised topic of the week? Work husbands and wives. What do we think about that? Are there hidden agendas there? Is there? Are we headed for trouble? It's just, you know, like what does it mean to be a work wife and work husband? Do you have those? Should you have those? Hollywood, man, I'm gonna let you jump on it first, man. What you got for me?
I mean, I guess I've been called a work husband numerous different times. I got a work mom, I got a work mistress, I got a work everything, man. But my thing is, yes, I do believe when it comes to the work wife and work husband, it's obviously an agenda as to I like you. You're the type of person based on what I see at work that I could, you know, split responsibilities in life and friendship, talk, business, everything like a wife and husband ideally should, and those people gravitate to you. And I think that there is certain agendas, like, oh, if I could choose one, it would be him. So while I'm at work, I have him. Or if I could choose one, it would be her. While I'm at work, it's her. And you know what I'm saying? So I definitely.
When you say choose one, what do you mean?
I mean, like me at anybody that I could be with, you know what I'm saying? And especially I have to be at this job to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? You have the work syndrome where you start getting attracted to other individuals because you're around them all the time. And if you have to, you know, if you have anybody to choose from in this office, out of everybody that comes around, you're most attracted to this individual here. So you lock them down and basically you dib them. I got dibs on this one. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like
hilarious. Can I make a quick correction though? Work syndrome, I believe, is legitimately when you have spent so much time with somebody that they become more attractive. I think that's actually what it is.
The work syndrome, right? Absolutely.
But is that just true for work, or is that true for like?
That's true for anything, man.
Life, or is that true for somebody you meet at the gym? Like, is that
absolutely? It's true for everything. Like, I mean, the more time, I believe, in my opinion, the more time you spend around, especially like even when it comes to friends, like same sex friends, or especially the opposite sex, the more time you spend around them, you're either going to become more attracted to them, their personality, how they look, or whatever, or you're going to, you know, be less attracted to them. It's one or the other. And when it comes to my opinion, when it comes to the work wife and work husband, there is that overall, you spend so much time with this person, you start to interact like a married couple. You start to, you know, or a couple or somebody in a relationship, especially if you're the opposite sex. You know, if you spend a lot of time around somebody of the same sex, you might start to act like siblings. You know, or if you could have that platonic relationship with of the opposite sex, you start to act like siblings as well. But when it comes to particularly the work wife and work husband, in my opinion, from my experience, there was always an underlying agenda to where, you know what, if it's that one night and we happen to be out of the work function and we get enough drinks in us, it might just go down. You know what I'm saying? And we already got the chemistry there. You know what I'm saying? We already got it there. Not to say it ever will, but it's that thought in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I've never particularly been like, oh yeah, that's my work wife. I've always been told that's what it is. You know, like right now, I got a work girlfriend that I don't want, but like I don't want it at all. But you know,
bruh, you ate that honey bun.
Yeah, I did. I ate the honey bun, so now I get one every Friday.
So
you know
is that code for? And this is a question for either of you. Is that code for I would smash? Like given the opportunity,
absolutely.
I would smash.
Absolutely,
100%.
Yes.
The answer to that is yes. Now the real answer is, if you are, firstly, I'd like to shout out my work wife. Hey girl, hey girl. But the honest answer is, if you would have met them in an alternate universe, if you would have met them in a different situation, you would have shot your shot.
Right.
But because you're in a professional environment, because you spend as much time at work as you do at home for a normal person, a lot of people don't realize those numbers.
Right.
But if you spend 40 hours a week at work, well, then add the hours of your commute.
Most people
add the hours of the time that you're not at home.
You talking about the 60s, bro. Studies show most people these days are spending 50, 60 hours at work now.
That's what I'm saying. And I gave you the 40-hour number. And then added commute. And then added going to the store. And then added anything else. Like, you spend more time at work than you spend at home. So in general, you spend more time with the people at work than you do with the people at home.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you are married, you see the people you work with more often than you see your wife.
Right. That's true. I would agree with that.
It's kind of like a substitute for the time being to help.
They
you
become
cope
it's a whole different family. I got work aunties.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I got work solsters. I'm with him. I had a work baby mama one time.
Wait, what's the difference between a work baby mama and a work wife?
That bitch was crazy. Look, man, you had to be there. You wasn't there for the shit.
Nah, I wasn't there. So explain it to me.
Man. Well, all right. To be technical, she was my work. Probably would have been my baby mama if I'd have met her anywhere other than work.
Right. Ooh-wee! Okay.
You feel me? Like we had legit baby mama drama. This was way, way younger. So don't even, anybody that's listening to this right now that know me is like, is that me? No, motherfucker, that's not you.
True. Okay, like, come on.
But
so let me ask this. Damn, I forgot what I was about to ask. Keep talking. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, I had a work.
All right. Well, while we talking, I got a couple of questions for you, young showrunner. Yeah, I heard what you were saying. You know, am I lightweight salty? No, I get it. But I do got questions.
All right.
So what you're trying to tell me, or what you're trying to insinuate by your tone, is that you have no work relationships. Is that what I understand correctly?
I have a lot of relationships at work.
Do you have a work spouse, girlfriend, mistress, baby mama, auntie, nephew, niece? I don't give a shit.
I mean, I got people at work that I fuck with. Like I fucks with XYZ. I fucks with that person.
Right.
Like heavy. That's my dog.
Right.
So do you consider him
like
a
I said when we first jumped into this topic, I probably have at least three people that I work with that calls me their work husband or their work boyfriend.
Right. Understood.
Now, do you reciprocate these things?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like if you call me your work boyfriend, then I'd be like, oh shit, I guess you're my work girlfriend.
Okay. Well.
So I just feel like, and that's another reason why this topic is so interesting. Not making it like super duper personal, but like that's why I was like, okay, is that code for like? So is that code for like I would smash you, or like?
That's the question, Money. So the girls that call you work husband, work wife, or work boyfriend, is that? Did you reciprocate that because you was like, you know what? If we was, in an airport bar, midnight in Idaho, I would smash when my flight was delayed. Is that like, okay, you know what? If we was out one night on a work function and we just happened to get in the same place, I would definitely shoot the shot. Like, is that the underlying why you reciprocate, or are you just trying to be nice?
Like, really, I'm gonna break it down to this. How much brown chicken, brown cow is involved in this thought process?
I mean, I would assume that there's got to be some.
Right. Absolutely.
So, that was going to be my question. My question is, in the scenario of the work wife, work husband, work boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, is there an actual attraction there? Like, because I feel like if you are willing to call somebody like your work husband, like you at some level, in some way, you are actually attracted to this person.
Something about them,
It's something about them that you fuck with.
Right.
I'm going to
always
go
go
ahead
get lunch
and give
bring
you a
fries,
stat that I'm making up specifically for this comment.
All right.
100% of people who call somebody a work wife or work husband have at the very least thought about it.
Yep.
And whether they have a significant other, or so in the scenarios I've seen, these individuals also have like significant others,
right? Like
at home and shit. Like,
it's a comparison thing too. Usually,
but I feel like Hollywood. Just like to your point, I feel like they kind of telling me, "Hey, bro, if you catch me on the right night,
you could get it."
When the moon is just over the horizon slightly.
In the right scenario.
At midnight, exactly.
When Mercury is not in retrograde.
And Buddy ain't nowhere around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Tuesday.
You can get it.
That's kind of the vibe that I be getting. You know what I'm saying? You get a little, and I feel like with in the scenario, like you might get because we ain't talking about specifically about me. We talking about people that we know. FYI. So specifically for like in the scenario, I feel like Shorty might give you like a little extra hug. Like she might hug you every time she see you, like, or like what I'm saying, where like if you people like she don't really hug nobody else, like, but or she might hug XYZ, but she might hug John Boy once a week. You know what I'm saying? But she hug you like 3 or 4 times a day,
right?
Type of deal, or it's a little extra, like oh boy, you crazy, a little slap on the shoulder, or rubbing the arm or whatever, like. So,
see, when it's real. To me, when it's real once real life starts to seep into your work relationship, and they start asking you questions.
What you mean? What's that mean?
Meaning, like, I got something going on at home, and they start talking to you about it. Or they start to vent to you about their problems in real life, like outside of work. Now you start to weigh in and they start to seek your opinion. That's when this person really, not only do they fucks with you in your relationship, but they definitely have thought about smashing. I mean, why are they confiding into you like this about what she arguing with her real husband about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, that's just that side nigga, side chick, one-on-one. Like, once you start to confide or vent or complain about your real life spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? The other person should know you got a good shot right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this motherfucker fuck up one too many more times, she might just hit you up in that late night like, hey, I need a drink. You want to go out? You know what I'm saying? And then
look, I'm making a call up. I'm going old school baseball. This one is for Alvin Glim. This is a baseball call up. I need to call him up from AAA and get him on the field in the majors because my second baseman ain't working.
Right.
I'm probably very susceptible to that call up from AAA.
Yeah, man. Bro, the crazy thing where I work at, me and my girl work at the same company, right?
Right.
And my work girlfriend, who I don't want, but I've accepted.
You ate the honey bun, man.
Because, I ate that. She put a honey bun on my desk, okay? And I knew from my cousin's story from prison that if you eat the honey bun, that means that they lets you know you want to fuck, okay? So I ate that motherfucker because I was hungry as hell, dog. But I've been getting one every Friday on like clockwork. You hear me? So my point is, on Valentine's Day, she got me something. I mean, she goes on, I don't really do much for her, but I don't play her in front of other people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So my thing is, and of course we do talking. We have a slight way associative bond with each other.
Right.
But it's banter. That's what that is. It's a banter.
You can't get there without.
Right.
Without that conversation,
exactly.
You can't get to the point where you're somebody's work boyfriend or girlfriend if you don't talk to them.
But it's so deep with her. She will go to my real life girlfriend of 10 years, dog. Now, that's my future wife. Like, everyone knows that she goes to her and be like, hey, where my boo at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my boo this today. You just gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Like, she will say shit. Like, and then she just straight up told me, like, hey, anytime you want it, you can get it. Like, but we just gonna keep it professional at work. Whoa, is what my response was. You know what I'm saying? So I already know, but I just know. I don't want it. But my point is, you know what I'm saying, like, I've had the when I used to work at Pepsi, I had a work girlfriend, a work mistress, and a work wife. All three of them had all confided to me about their personal issues with their dudes or whatever, and all three of them at one point in time had basically kind of like shot a little bit. Like, here, I'm going to throw this alley up and see if you turn it up. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I did not because I was with somebody. But at the same point, I realized that, that's like Jason saying, like they definitely thought about it, and that's why they kind of designated me as that. And the opportune time when Buddy kept fucking up, like, like they were trying to see, let me see what Paul is about. Let me see if this work relationship gonna go to some real life side nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't take it there, but it's definitely something. So if my girl come home talking about she got a work husband, first of all, no, you don't. Okay? Because I already know what the nigga motives is. Right? You know what I'm saying? I know you're bad. You're a knockout. So second of all, your work boyfriend, hell.
She can't have no work husbands or work boyfriends.
Absolutely not. Not that me know about it. Like if she do and keep that between her and dude, that's fine. I get it. Because my girl loyal ass chick anyways. But at the same time, like, because I know at her last job, she did have a work husband. He was like a work husband, sugar daddy type dude. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I was like, just watch that nigga because, one too many times you be like, man, I need some money for something. He's like, I'll pay for you. I'll pay for your nails to get done or your hair to get done. Bitch, he's trying to sugar daddy you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're going to bring the money home, that's one thing. But if you going out there on your own and coming home with your nails done and you just told me you ain't had no money, I would be like, who the fuck? What?
Right.
So then her real cousin's got to show up.
There you go. So my point is, my girl can't, because I already know what that is. And if I cuss her ass out one night and she go to work, and this nigga, he's like, hey, man, look, don't worry about it. After work, we're going to go get some drinks and forget about it.
See, I told you don't need that nigga. You need a nigga like me. You know what I'm saying? I would never talk to you and disrespect you like that. See, he don't. See that mean he don't.
This whole time we've been working.
Yo, crazy.
You know hell no.
So you know the old show business, Adam, or adage. You leave them wanting more.
Right.
So we got any final blows? Anything we want to leave the people with before we get up out of here?
Fine, that's somebody else's, man. That's some final blow of somebody else's. But let me just say this. So we all in agreement that could lead to. It could be harmless play, but it also could lead to the groundwork for some other stuff.
It's like the most easiest way to come in as a friend zone, but not be designated as into a friend zone. It's the easiest way to sneak in the back door.
True.
You know what I mean? So that's just I'm just being real with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real. But it could be harmless. It could be. But like Jason said, you'd be lying if you claim you never thought about it.
Wait, listeners, man, we might do a poll on that joint because I'm really interested to know what people think. Because I know this is one of those topics where everyone's familiar with this topic, and I know that everyone has experienced this at some point, man. Hey, man, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. You guys did not try to fire Roy Williams this week. I really appreciate it. Hey, man.
Coach K lost to Wake Forest, too.
Oh, yeah, I thought about you when I saw that, too. I was like, man, these boys at least ain't going to try to fire Roy this week. But I know they'll be back on it next week. Hey, speaking of things that's going to be back next week, we going to be back next week. West Coast, man. Zip them up, man.
Man, you already know. Be excellent to one another. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's all I got.
Short and sweet, man. Hollywood Paul, man. Zip them up, baby.
You already know how I am and where I'm coming from. But one extra added thing, you know what I'm saying? We all live on this big rock with imaginary lines on it. So just keep that in mind because bottom line, ain't none of us making it off this rock alive. So, you know what I'm saying? You got something you want to do that shit. You got something you want to be, do everything you can to be that shit. And you know what I'm saying? You got something you want to say to somebody, say that shit. And, just keep in mind you want to be treated with respect as you do say and be who you want to be and all that stuff. And just go for what you want in life, you know what I'm saying? Because life is short. You're not promised tomorrow. A lot of people that had plans to wake up today did not wake up to see that. So keep all that in mind. And like I always say, if you see somebody in need, talk to them. You never know. Just may save them.
That's facts. And I don't have nothing too crazy or nothing too much, man. Just wanted to let y'all know, man, once again, Kobe Bryant, man, has really been on my heart, man. As I said, man, this isn't something that I'm just going to be on some stuff for a week or two, man. Like, I heard a lot of people at the tribute saying how his passing really changed their life. Like, you're more aware of telling the people that you love them. Hey, man, tell the people that you love them. Hug your family a little bit tighter. And I agree 100% with HP, man. If you have something to say, man, say it. If you have a dream, go for it, man. We appreciate y'all listening. We're gonna be back next week, man. You already know what I'm gonna say, man. If you're not rocking with the Defy Life, what's your life about? We out.
Hey.